I'm here with Mr. Gilfillan, and it's a beautiful day out. I just thought that I'd ask him a bit about his running career. Mr. Gilfillan has run 15 marathons in his career, and his best marathon time is at 2:37.
Nope, 2:34:06.
2:34. I'm not gonna.
But close, close.
Yeah, I'm not gonna cheat you on those 5 minutes.
No, I need those 5 minutes more now than ever.
Yeah, so I was curious as to what got you into running and when did you start? Just give me a bit of backstory.
So for me with running, I was sort of raised around it. My father was a marathon runner in the 1970s, so late 1970s. He ran Boston in '77, but I went and saw him run the Ottawa Marathon, I think in 1976 or '77, and it was something that my father never pushed running. It was just something he did a lot of himself. He was super into me playing hockey and lacrosse, but running for me, it was never something that he pushed me into. And it's kind of ironic because running was what of all the sports that I did, hockey and skiing and lacrosse, it was running that appealed to me most. And it was the thing that he actually cared least about projecting, but something that he did a lot of himself.
Very cool. How old were you when you ran your first marathon?
It wasn't until my mid-20s that I started running marathons. The first one was Victoria Marathon in like 1997 or so.
Oh, crazy. That's crazy because my first half marathon, I actually signed up for the Victoria half there, and I slept through it, so I didn't end up running. That's funny.
Oh, Max.
I know.
Can you sleep through it?
So what was the training like in those early days for you?
A lot of it too was like there was this moment for me where like I was pretty good straight off. Like I was running sub-2 marathons, which is good, I think. And so I was pretty good straight off. And there's this moment for me in running where in hindsight, I guess they're kind of delusions, but at the time I was like, I wonder how good I could be at this. You know, I wonder how, like, because every time I ran or raced, I got faster and faster, and I started thinking, maybe I could make, a Canadian marathon team or something like that. And these, like, I look back on that, and like my personal best is, as I said, 2:34:06, and that's a really good time. But that's compared to what people run, that's pretty pedestrian. I mean, at the Olympic and internet, even the national level. So, but there was this moment where I go to bed at 9 o'clock at every night, and it was like a running monk, and I'd go to bed early because I couldn't wait to get up and run 2 hours the next day, and then I'd go out at lunch for another 45 minutes, and then I'd go meet my training club at 6 to run another hour and a half, 2 hours. Like there just seemed to be no limits to any of it until I started getting injured, and then there certainly was.
How has your running and training progressed?
I used to think, maybe I'm really built to run, but evidence suggests that I'm absolutely not built to run. The only reason I can run is through medical intervention. But I think what's changed for me is when I had kids, I had twins at 39, and that, I think that kind of coincided with me starting to feel my age. And, I get out there and run now, and I'm really happy to do it, but it's not the same. It's more I just run because that's what I've always done since I can remember. But it doesn't have the same sort of. I'm not hitting any personal records. I'm not winning any races. But I just go, and I guess my
feeling different running now than it was back then.
It's more of an effort.
Yeah.
It's more of
an
effort.
But in terms of like internal, like your own mindset of like you're doing it for different reasons now, I guess.
I think I'm doing it now because I just built up all this incredible momentum. But one of the things, and maybe this is helpful for, and maybe people can empathize with this, is that I realized, like, because I went through periods of time where I wasn't running, and I was always happier when I was running, because I think that there's always been a spiritual aspect to it. But I just felt better about myself, and I felt better about the world, and I think I was easier to be around. So I think, like, I certainly run for myself, but I think I run so that I can be a better person around others, more agreeable, less cosmic.
I agree. I've been told before, like, you need to go for a run right now because you were miserable and I can't deal with you. So, yeah, I feel that for sure. Do you have any advice for some of our young runners that are just getting into running now, or that are getting outside and pushing the pace a little bit, or just really any of our runners?
To young runners or for would-be runners, just the consistency and getting out on all those days when you don't want to go. I call those days, when it's rainy or snowy or -20. Those are attendance runs where you go out and you get your attendance taken, you get that
Yeah.
checked off, and you may have a horrible time, but you get it done anyway. So consistency, and then somewhere along the way you might find yourself getting really into it, and that is a great feeling.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I
Welcome.
appreciate chatting with you.